Hey everybody, today on the show, I brought on an amazing individual named Joey Yak, who is a rapper, but figured out a way to generate a substantial revenue for his company, did $500,000 last year, $500,000, basically by being a rapper, but he doesn't tour, he doesn't actually even have an album or write songs for himself. He figured out a way to take his skill and turn it into a business. And so we dove into what he did, how he did it, how he's helping home service-based businesses and small business owners grow using his skill. And we also dived into some amazing stuff about, just how to think about life and motivation and getting over hard times and getting through. And it was an amazing interview, and I can't wait to share it with you. So with that said, let's dive right in.
This is How to Think.
What's up?
What up, Dow?
Yak Attack, Mr. Joey Yak. How you doing, man?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. So I wanted to bring you on the show because, first of all, you've done this amazing thing where you've figured out how to be a rapper, right? Or at least that's the skill that you have. And you did $500,000 last year with your company rapping, and you don't have an album, you don't have a record.
Right.
And that's the funny thing, is because if there's a will, there's a way. Right? Some people say, I'm going to make it in music, but this is like what you're doing is super unorthodox.
Yeah.
I mean, most rappers that are famous, unless they're super, super famous, don't make that kind of money. It's incredible what you've done. And you've actually done some work for me.
Yeah.
And how you got me as a client was even more super legit. So, I just want to dive into this, man. This is crazy. So you used to be an artist, right?
Yeah.
You had a record deal. You toured with somebody from Bone Thugs.
Crazy Bone. So I was Yak Boy Fresh. If people looked it up, Crazy Bone featuring Yak Boy Fresh. I had a record deal with Universal Republic through Ali from the St. Lunatics. I come from St. Louis, so I was building, got a record deal, left it. I did music a lot, and then when I was in Hollywood with Crazy Bone, tour buses, living that rock star lifestyle, something inside of me truly was like, go back home. I had a daughter at home, and I had my daughter's
Is that what
mom.
made you leave?
Yeah. Like, I literally was like, fuck this. Something's telling me I gotta go. And I left it all behind and everything. Went home, broke as hell, no money. Learned how to get on people's authorized users on their credit cards to get credit cards so I didn't do stupid shit to make money like I did in the past. And I got into sales like 6 months later. I got sober. I found faith. Like, it's a big story, but when I got into sales, it transitioned into me like, I've been a closer my whole entire life, but I was always dead set as, I'm gonna be a superstar. I'm gonna be this rapper. I got this talent, this gift. People told me, kid, you're a star, you're a star. That Ali from the St. Lunatics met me when I was 9 and was like, kid, you're a star. And then 10 years later was like, you're that same kid. I wanna sign you.
So let's back up. So you were actually doing the thing. You were touring.
Yeah.
You were touring with like a name band,
Yeah.
or I mean,
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
I mean, that's a big group, especially in hip hop. And you gave that up not because you weren't succeeding, or because you were on the road. You didn't see your family.
I was broke. And I was miserable.
And that's what I'm saying.
I tell people I woke up, or I lived off AA batteries, alcohol and Adderall. I would wake up, pop an Adderall, and to go to sleep. I was an alcoholic, man. And I'm sober now almost 6 years, not one sip of alcohol. That was my demon. On the outside, I was great. On the inside, I had no foundation. My dad was a crackhead and like addicted. And, I grew up with my mom, and like I just had this emptiness, and I was like running from him, like not trying to be like him. And then I started to become like him with being away. I was flying first class on a guilt trip, I tell people. I was first class on a guilt trip not being with my daughter, Now my daughter goes everywhere with me, but it's crazy, dude. I was doing it. I was living it. People thought, you're fucking insane. But something inside of me, which
Now, why were you when you were doing that? Why were you broke? I mean, I've worked,
Independent artist. I had no deals,
Right.
so I walked away, and I had people funding it, funding the projects, funding the travel. Each city, we had to pay for gas on the tour bus and stuff, so we had to slang merch and, hey, come here, I'll hook you up 2 for 25 hats, blah blah blah. Just hustling. And it's not like Bone asked me to come on like that. Like how I did you, we did Bone. That's how I get down. I don't ask for permission. I just do the damn thing. And it's not about being the best. It's about how can you get that attention to create the opportunity for yourself. So Bone heard about me, right? Crazy Bone heard about me. This little white dude from St. Louis, he's crazy. He's dope. All right, if he can get to LA tomorrow, I'll check him out. One song led to 4, that led to 10 hours in the studio of us creating our song. And then I just made sure that I was around him. And he's like, hey, let's do a music video. Hey, let's do a nationwide tour. You can come if you can fund it. Cool. We got a tour bus, like it was an RV, a Dolphin RV that we wrapped with our face on it, that we called the tour bus. It was just an RV. We had 13 people living in it, people trading. It was a hustle. So I knew how to go and get it, right? I just never knew how to make the money until I got into sales.
So, and I used to work in the music industry, and I know it wasn't the hip hop, it was like metal and rock. And I know that just because you're on tour with a name, most of those people, they're eating out of cans, and I mean, it's
Totino's Pizza. I told people I would break one,
right,
and eat it.
You're trying to make your name, So I recall, I said I put out a post on like social media, and I was like, I don't even remember what
I need a YouTube intro.
Oh, that's right, I need a YouTube intro, and all of a sudden, my Messenger starts getting blown up, and they're like, have you seen that music video, or have you seen that video? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like what? And they're like, do you see what that guy Joey Yak did? I'm like, who's Joey Yak? Like what? So then somebody tags me in it, and you put together, you like went out, wrote a short rap song, filmed a like concept music video, right?
Saying, hey, you can have this song, you should do this and this and then this and then this, and I gave it to you. Like I creative consulted the whole thing, and
without me even knowing about it, without you even reaching out, you just like basically made a short music video and sent it to me. Well, you tagged me, I didn't see it, and I didn't see it for like a day or two.
Yeah.
I was busy, and then people were tagging me, and I went and I watched it, and I was like, if that's not the greatest pitch of all time, talk about like paying it forward, So actually, it would be really cool if we could
find that. Yeah, I got it somewhere.
If we could find that pitch. Yeah,
it's on my Instagram. I'll send it to him.
Okay, cool. But I got on with you, and I said, let's come up with some ideas, because you know me, I like to do crazy ads. I don't like to do boring ads. I'd like to do stuff that people talk about for years, And we started talking, and we had this idea because I was I'm teaching the high ticket sales and all that, and so. I can't remember if it was you or me that came up with the idea.
You did. It's funny because I was so dead set on what we created, and you were like, I got this other idea, boats and hoes. And I was like, fuck my idea. I'm in the door. Whatever you want to do, let's do the damn thing. And you told me, I think we created it in like a couple hours.
Yeah, it was like a couple hours. Yeah, because the movie Step Brothers had that real crappy music video called Boats and Hoes, where they were trying to act cool, and they had these like girls on this little kind of not so nice boat, right? And I had recently bought the yacht, okay? And so I was like, all right, what if we did book and close? We did it on the yacht. We hired some actors and this and that, and we filmed a music video, but like a high-end version of it. And you actually found the camera guy too.
Yeah, that's my guy. That's my full-time videographer still to this day.
Yeah, and he actually didn't he like just film a video for one of my favorite bands of all time, Seven Dust, right?
Yeah.
He was like just flew out from doing that.
Yep.
And we put this whole thing together in like no time. Put the whole thing together in no time.
Yep.
And it came out amazing. Yep. Not only did it come out amazing, but we spent like $15,000 on the advertising for it. We ended up doing $850,000 in sales. It's ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
That's what I do this for. Is that right there? Creating everything is awesome, but when I hear that you spent this on ads and this with me, and then you return that. That's the fulfillment.
And this is what we can cue this. I kind of want to like do director's commentary, and we can watch the video and we can talk about it. But we'll put it on the TV right there. But this is what you've been doing. You've been basically taking your skill of not just rapping, but creating creative, quick songs, right? And creating advertisements from them, and then going out and selling those advertisements to, I know you've kind of fell in and found your niche in home services.
Yeah, now I did, yeah. I mean, I've worked with you, Billie Jean, Tim Grover, Jesse Itzler, Ryan Stewman, and I attacked every single one of them just like I did you, and now they're my homies. I can hit them up, what's up, man, let's work, let's create. Billie Jean was actually my first one, and just because of the entertaining stuff that he does as well.
Yeah.
But now, as I shifted, as I'm growing more as an entrepreneur, not just like this rapper or this creative, it's how can I scale, right? And so now in the home service, we just did one for a roofing company, All the Shingles, Baby. It's the Beyonce remix for all the single ladies. If you liked it, then you should have put a roof on it. And I'm not in the video at all. I just created it, consulted it, hired the actors, so I'm on this creative consulting tip. And now I take that one video and I sell it to all the roofers across the United States within a 50-mile radius. I always say, hey, low price, high quality. No one in your area is going to have the same content as you. What's up? And we get them on retainer.
And you just put a different logo at the end of each video.
Yeah. And phone number and website. Sometimes if they want to pay more, we'll do a voiceover. So I got voiceover artists and all that. But
so I'm gonna summarize that because we went through that kind of quick.
Yeah.
So you take your creative talent, you create a commercial, and that commercial would be for, say, any solar company, any whatever company.
Roofing,
HVAC. And then you just change out the end for their logo, right? And then you I don't know how you acquire the clients, but you go out, you get the clients, and you license that video for their market. And you did $500,000 last year doing this?
Well, that part of that was probably 200 of that, and then the other was just one-on-one with Joey Yak, which I still do, but I mean it's high ticket, That's where my focus is on home service. But one-on-one with Joey Yak, a lot of digital agencies reach out to me like, dude, we need some creative shit, kind of like what we did for you.
Yeah.
And I love doing that with them
and you know
as
what's
well.
great about this? You know how when people create offers and they create products, everybody and their brother comes out and basically just copies it? But you can't really do that with you.
Unless you get me.
You can't. What are you gonna do? Become an amazing rapper and then be like, I'm gonna copy his offer.
Now other artists can, other artists can do what I do. It just they have to shift their mindset from being a rapper to a marketer. They have to understand this is what we're doing and why we're doing it, the psychology behind it with sales. So a lot of them just want to be number one Grammy people. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Y'all can have that. I'm gonna be over here making real money, being a father, a husband, loving my life. I make money making music, being creative. That's what every creative genius or whatever creative person wants to do. And I figured it out, and that's the game.
You know what's so amazing about that and why I relate to that so much? So I went to school for audio, video. I learned Adobe Premiere, Pro Tools. I got my own studio at home. I got all the stuff. I got 12 guitars. I spent my whole early life doing music, and it was broke, and I found a way because in my industry, generally what happens is, you come in and you hire people for advertisements, you hire this, you do that, or you have these boring copywriting things, and I come in acting like some people would say a total asshole, just being wild and crazy because I've always had that. I've always been wild and crazy. I've always had a very extroverted sort of way.
Yeah.
I like to speak. I like to be funny. I like to push the edge. I like to say stuff that makes people just uncomfortable enough but not so much that they're and as well, in the beginning, we have all this now, right? We got Brandon's back there with the cameras and all this, but in the beginning, when I first started my first year in business, I shot everything, I edited everything, I did everything,
Same.
Yeah, exactly. And then you build out a team.
In a shed.
In a
10 by 12 shed. And I might even have did your video there that I called the BB. What up, y'all? This is another episode on In the Backyard Business. I'm in the BB. And people loved it because I was so authentic and original. I owned who I was and where I was, but I knew that wasn't who I was as in forever. That's not my stamp. I'm going to be in here. I knew this was just happening right now. But I already know who I am, and I'm going after that dude. And I'm still going after him. But
Dude, that's amazing. How you just the way that you took your talent and used it in a different way. Brandon, can we? You didn't find his pitch, did you? That's like buried in.
it's buried in Instagram, probably.
No. I don't have the pitch pulled up.
Maybe you can send it to him on Instagram. Yeah. Can you pull up the book and close video? So Joey, let's just go through this. Let's just watch this. So so we went out on the boat, right? We had the camera, we had all the actresses. It was me, you, and we busted this thing out in what, like 2 hours?
Yeah.
It was like 2 hours. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a listen. Prestige work.
Time to be real.
I forgot to get a haircut right there.
How to close more deals. The funnel, the sequence, leave it alone. Stop overthinking it and pick up the phone. Give them some
That's so
value, then they
ridiculous.
book a call. All right, awesome. Now what's next? That's all. What? Well, if you don't get it, it's probably cause you're still so low ticket.
You remember how many times it took us to be able to sync
Yeah.
to the lyrics?
Dude, your dance shit is what kills me. Like straight big ass.
Oh, the big split.
Oh my God.
I was tired of chargebacks and refunds. High ticket is the way to get it done. Damn, there's no way my people will pay more. You only think that way because you never done it before.
I remember that. I remember when we were making that line. 505,000.
It's time to do less.
Low man.
Little man.
Keep selling low ticket, you'll stay poor. Truth hurts. You dudes mad? Probably over there calling me a douchebag.
The funny thing is, people took this serious. Some people took it serious, like a small amount.
Somebody seen one of my other ads I did for a company. Was like, did Dan Henry make this song? Because it was my voice.
Oh yeah. They think that's the funny thing. They thought I was rapping.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you not know that's not my voice? Oh wait, here the split's coming.
I love that part.
Here it is. Bam, there it is. Oh god, that was horrible. So we, like most people thought it was funny, and most people got it because they've seen the movie Step Brothers.
Yeah.
But some people were like, "Oh, these guys like trying to show off money and women." And it's like, nah, that's not what it was.
Yeah, they're probably not gonna buy it from you anyways. I don't even care about those people.
Yeah, it was like,
We're about to get deep. That music.
but yeah, like some people like thought it was like.
Man, that shit is edutaining.
Yeah, it was, and I was, I was surprised. I thought I was gonna get more heat for that than I did. There was like 1% heat. I
See, and that's the good thing about you though, that you care, but not enough to not attempt. A lot of people don't try at all, and they're like, people are like, that shit won't work for me.
Yeah.
Power washing, because I made up one, power washing Paul. That's me. Just stupid. And they're like, that won't work. I'm like, all right, well, you just posting yourself with this hose ain't gonna work. Straight up.
That is great.
one
It's a
cares.
great point.
Brandon, what's your? I found it. What's his?
Oh, you found it? Oh, I gotta. Yeah. So we gotta watch your pitch. That I think the whole production on that was like 15 grand or something like that. Was that Was that the production cost on that?
Yeah.
Or maybe was it a bit more? Because we had to pay all the actresses and stuff.
I don't know. That was that was on you.
Yeah,
As far
that's
as I pay
right.
the actor.
Yeah, maybe it was more. But still, $850.
Yeah.
Like even if the whole thing cost 50 grand, that's still $800,000 profit. I mean, I had to speak and do my song and dance after the fact, but like still, it's yeah. I mean, obviously one of my best advertisements ever. It's just. It
means we got to do more.
Yeah.
I'm ready now.
Yeah, we got to figure out something. So I got a couple ideas. We'll have to. I like the parodies.
Yeah, me too.
I love the parodies.
And I didn't at first, so I did a hot in here for HVAC. It's getting hot in here because my AC won't blow. Did great. So I'm running ads and everything now, and that's how I'm getting all the home service clients. We did that. We did the Shaggy, It Wasn't Me, but I caught you on the counter. And we did a furnace one like that. And all the songs that people grew up to that are the demographic, dude, the parodies work, bro.
I kind of want to do a rock one, but I'm a rocker.
Do it. Let's do it. I'll help. Even it doesn't have. That's what I tell people too. It doesn't have to be about me. One person was like, "Hey, I love your ads. I hate hip hop." I'm like, cool, let's dig some rock.
I'd be
let's
like,
dig
do
some country.
you hate money as well? Like, see, hip hop's fun though.
Right.
Like, you don't even have to like. I'm not even a big hip hop fan. I went to school for music, so I'm all like music snob, elitist.
Right.
But I still enjoy it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd get in my car and go to a concert, but you know, I will enjoy it, and especially for like an advertisement. See, this is the thing. You got to be objective, right? Like, I'm not a fan of country and hip hop, but I love like metal, jazz, blues. But I'm not gonna like not do, like if you said, hey, here's this country thing that we could do and it would be a great advertisement, I wouldn't be like, no, I don't like country.
If your demographic, and that's what I tell people, I don't care if you like it. And here's how I kind of object that is, honestly, some of my ads I don't even like, but I know the people that watch it like it. So F my opinion, bro. It doesn't matter if I'm gonna sit there and watch it because I'm not your customer anyways.
Yeah. So I used to own a bar in this tiny little town, and I remodeled it. I did the concept and everything, and there at the time there was like no bar. All the bars in that town were sports bars. They didn't have DJs and all this stuff. So we just did something different, right? And I remember a buddy of mine was like, why did you do a bar with like DJs and top 40? Like, you don't even like that stuff. You like metal. And I'm like, well, here's why. Because if you play top 40, women come in, and if women come in, men come in, and if men come in and women come in, people spend money and you make money. If you play metal, you get like 10% of the women, and then you get no men, and then nobody spends money. Like, when have you ever seen a metal bar?
Right.
Unless it was like in Chicago or New York, like super highly populated area. This is in a small town of like 110,000 people. Like, that ain't gonna work.
Right.
You know? So it's not about what you want. It's about what works.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think that's a good point as far as just the marketing in general. With me, with Bone Thugs and Harmony, bro, I should not have been touring with Bone Thugs and Harmony. I should have been with like Justin Bieber and like those other type of the vibe. You know, like I had to oversell myself just to be accepted.
you have like a
on
poppy
stage.
kind of.
Yeah, I'm the Justin Bieber MGK, and like, hey, I can sing and harmonize, but like I got the grit of a St. Louis kid, so I'm gonna take it everywhere. So I was not supposed to be on that stage. I had to oversell myself every time I was on that stage. So
What'd you have to do to fit in?
I mean, I had to be able to rap, and the songs had to hit, because if you think of Bone Thugs and Harmony's demographic, and me, I'm like I said, I have a stage presence. I can perform.
Yeah.
I can.
And you have this like singy sort of poppy.
Yeah, but you had to rap. Like, you had to be a hip hop head as well. But Bone, I could get away with Bone because they're all,
Right.
snapping like that. So, and I probably didn't oversell or sell everyone, right? But fit in, I mean, I don't think I ever did fit in, to be honest. I was there because I just opened that door.
And you know what's funny about you? You can come up with stuff off the top of your head.
Yeah.
Like, you could just, like,
Everything is a melody. I'll tell you that. Like, life is a melody to me, where I'll look at you, and if we had a campaign sitting right here, or just a story about your life, or I can go on anybody's website and read specifics and, okay. And then hit 3 on the space bar, which is for Pro Tools, and I don't want to, no. I'll do that, and then I'll replace it with the harmony with words now. I don't write anything down, or it's a pain in the ass. I need to start, because my people will be like, hey, I need to put your lyrics at the bottom of the screen. I'm like, rev.com that, because I didn't write anything, dude. You know?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ain't got time to write down your lyrics. Tell them to figure it out.
Yeah, I know. And you create a flow. It's all about a vibe.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, it's like,
It's that
it's like when you read from a
just
script.
comes out of you.
Yeah.
I was playing guitar the other night, and I've been practicing lately. I haven't played in a while, and just like I like put on like this backing track in E minor, and I'm just like flowing, and I'm just like, you're not thinking about it. You're like, I'm gonna press this, and then I'm gonna press that, and then I'm gonna press this, and then I'm gonna go here.
And that's
you
the
just
best ideas that come
you
out
just
of that.
do it. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you go into another world when you're in that flow.
But a lot of people listening to this might think, well, how do you do that? Why do you just have it? It comes from, I mean, yeah, I would say some of it's natural talent, but like for me, if I didn't practice guitar for years,
I've been doing what I'm doing since I was 9 years old,
Right.
recording myself since I was 11. So I tell people, it takes me 20 minutes to make you a banger. That's what I joke
but it was
about
like
too.
10 years in the making.
20 years.
20 years in
I'm
the
30. I
making.
just turned 30 in January. So it's that 500 grand took 20 years to really do and adapt on my mindset of how I'm thinking.
Right.
I had to transition my perspective of, wow, not, damn, I'm not with Bone Thugs anymore, but to, wow, that was preparation to the true promise. I'm living in my promise now on creating these bangers for business owners.
And you know what it is? Most people don't think that way. They don't think like, they want now. They want the result now. They're not willing to develop the skills they just want a system that works, and they don't want to develop the skills that fill the system that make work, or really the skills that make any system work. They don't want to go through that, you know? And I've had people say like, you know, why is this person or that person or you or me or anybody like a good speaker or good at persuasion or good at selling or good at marketing or good at business? And it's like, probably because I was crappy at business for 10 years.
Right.
You know? I mean, I remember first time I read a business book, I thought I was reading something in Spanish. Like I didn't understand anything, you know? And if you let that feeling get a hold of you of, well, I don't understand it, and you avoid it, then you never expose yourself to it at any more depth. And so you never get any better at it. But if you say, well, it's okay that I'm not good at this, it's okay I don't understand it yet, every time you do it a little bit more, it sinks in more. We learn in layers, and we get better in layers. And you got to let yourself accumulate enough layers to become legendary at something.
That's real. And I think what you said, like people are like, how are you going to do it? You know, when I'm speaking on stage and not just performing, I sneak my way on performance, and then I get to know people, and then they're like, oh, dude, come speak. You have a story. You can actually talk. And I say something so fantastic soon becomes familiar. It's like, you know, not on some of the religion stuff or nothing, but people in Jesus' hometown thought him as, hey, that's Jesus. What up, homie? What's good? His parents, everybody just,
right.
He was familiar. But when he went to other cities, he was this prophet. He was fantastic. And that's what it is with music for me. Like for my wife, I'll make a banger. I'll come upstairs and be like, I just smashed that. And she's like, cool, take out the trash. And I'm like, dang, dude, like, I feel you. What's so fantastic soon becomes familiar. So people are listening to this right now, and they're like, dang, I let what's fantastic about me become familiar because you're used to yourself every single day. And that's why it's so important every single day to be like, dang, I am fantastic in the most humble way as possible. I look at myself daily. You are a star, boy. You are consistent. That consistency, man, that's what's providing my certainty, you know, and the confidence that I truly have. So it's like, I am fantastic. I'm never going to let my talent and my gift become familiar. And that's why I am even in this room today, is because I know I'm fantastic. And a lot of other people are just familiar with what they're fantastic at, and they need to stop that. Simple. The simple things are sexy. The small things are sexy. There's something, we all have that burning desire of what we're naturally gifted at. And I'm not saying you're always going to profit off that passion, but you can say, okay, I'm doing this in order to fund my passion. But I just had this burning desire where by any means, I'm going to make sure that I make money making music while being a present father and a loyal husband. That is who Joey Yak is, for real.
So you found a way to make it work?
Yeah.
And a way to make it work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. And that was deep, man. That's
real shit.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And it's something that people just aren't. People be 80 years old, and they still would never say, like, they're still saying, well, what if it doesn't work? Not how can I make it work? You know, they're chilling in the nursing home, getting fed applesauce, and still not taking their shot.
You know, people want to help.
Yeah.
I think people don't think that people want to help. So real quick, 2018 at the end of the year, I attacked Garrett J. White, okay? Wake Up Warrior. And he felt me because your energy sells. He's like, dude, I don't know why, but the higher power is telling me I need to give you a shot. And like, I was broke, like in debt broke and funding credit cards, like $40,000 in credit card debt just to, you know, people going to college debt. I went to personal development debt. I went all in on people. And he said, I want to hire you. I want to make you an entrepreneur. And he paid me $8,000 a month to do social content for Wake Up Warrior and Garrett J. White while he was building his brand. And I was sitting in that shed making $2,000 a week, more money than I've ever made, excluding, you know, chargebacks and everything from the other job. And it really helped me. I come from, you know, really adversity, man. And it showed me what scarcity, it showed me what abundance was. And in 2019, he fired me and said, you're a king. Go fly. Go spread your wings. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm in this shed chilling. I'm making 100 racks. I'm cool. But that burning desire, you know, I could have sat there and be like, man, fuck Garrett. Nah, I was like, thank you. And I've never made less than $8,000 a month ever since that day.
Since then.
Ever.
Yeah.
So it was a blessing in disguise. And a lot of people are so scared to, oh shit, like that just happened. But it was a setup for something that was very bigger. So I just want people to know that the reason why I got that opportunity, though, is because I gave him something to watch. The reason why I got my record deal is because no one's paying attention until you give them something to pay attention to. Dan Henry still wouldn't know who Joey Yak was if I didn't take massive fucking action. What's the worst that's going to happen? You say, Joey, get the fuck out of my DM? Or you're going to say, Joey, I appreciate you for giving me something.
Yeah.
And I made fucking money.
Good. And
right.
it was good.
And that's been years of preparation. So some people might do what I do, but they just haven't spent the time in crafting.
So let me ask you this, right? You're really good at what you do. So let me ask you this. What do you think about this attitude of, I know my worth, I'm not going to work for free?
You're going to stay broke because I know my worth. I mean, I could have came to you and be like, hey, man, I've been on tour. I've had record deals. I've had tour buses with my face on it. Come on, bro. You got to pay me this. It's a bad attitude. And there's a time and a place where you know your worth and you get so busy that you just can't do everything for free. Like me right now. I attack certain people. It has to be worth my while, obviously. But if someone came over to me, Jesse Itzler, for an example, dude's talking about spending some real money with me. And I'm like, dude, I'll do this shit for free for you, bro. You're a fucking billionaire. And you're a good dude.
For the connection.
I'm trying to build a real relationship. Joey wants to know you. I want you to be like that role model figure to me. Like, I look up to you. Let me do this for you. People respect that, man. Like, for real. Because I'm finally over the phase of I have to close everyone and I have to close you or else I can't pay my bills. And that's a blessing to be when you can say no to people.
Now you can be more selective.
Now I'm
But
but
when you're on your way up, right?
you do what you got to do.
do what you got to do. I mean, that's how I got started. I knew I was good at advertising and marketing. So I would go out and I would find these business owners and I'd be like, hey, I'll do this for free for you for a week or two. I'll show you that I can get you customers. And then if you want to hire me, right? And then even if they didn't hire me, because sometimes they just have this bad attitude where they're like, well, I don't want to pay. I'll figure it out. Fine. But I made them agree to give me like a testimonial, say, hey, and then a lot of times I would do it. And they would, you know, because like sometimes, for instance, if you get a client for a company, maybe they don't know how to close that client, or maybe their business is messed up. Right. So it don't matter how many clients you get them, they're all jacked up, right? So there would be some instances, like most people hired me, but there would be some instances where I didn't get hired even after I worked for free. But you know what I got? I got a testimonial video, and then I took that testimonial video, and that one video, I went out and I got 10, 15 clients from people watching that. And so like, this whole like, I know my worth, I don't need to work for free. It's just, like you said, it's a bad attitude. I mean, we had this contest that we did recently. It was like a copywriting contest we were trying to hire a writer, right? And so the idea was like, we gave them a subject matter, we told them the instructions, and we said, submit one piece, and then here's two, you only have to submit one, but you can submit up to two more, optional, if you want, right? And we wanted to see like, okay, if you don't submit all three, you probably disqualified, because I want to see who's hungry, right? But there was this one, and I'll never forget it. It was this one entry where he didn't submit any. He just wrote in the first thing, he says, I know my worth, I don't write for free. And I was sitting there with my general manager looking at it, and we were laughing, and we were like, yeah, but we don't know your worth. Like, you may know your worth. Great, but we don't know your worth. That's the point.
Exactly.
So if we don't know your worth, why would we be driven to pay you? Like, there are plenty of people out, like, I get it. You know your worth, you're worth this, you don't work for free. Well, guess what? There's somebody out there better than you who's willing to audition, and guess what? That's why the word audition exists. So like, people, I'm not going to audition. It's like, well, so what happens in Hollywood? Right. What happens in sports? Like, everything is an audition. You have to try out, right? They look for the best. So to think that you're going to go into a situation where somebody doesn't know you, they don't know your worth, they don't know how good you are, and you're just going to demand, right? But you come in and you show, and then after a while, you don't have to do that anymore anyway, because you build up a reputation. You will build up a reputation so much faster doing it that way than just, oh, I'm not going to work for free. It's a shit attitude.
And I'm telling you, people want to help you. Having that attitude, well, for one, like those type of people that think that way, it's just funny, I know my worth. And it's like, well, why are you replying to this email then?
Right.
I mean,
if you knew your worth and your worth was, look, I have this theory, and this is going to probably piss a lot of people off. You always get paid exactly what you're worth. You always get paid exactly what you're worth. Because, I mean, unless you did it on purpose for a deal or you did it on purpose for whatever, when people say, well, I don't get paid enough, when they say that, no, you do get paid enough, because you always get paid your worth. Because if you were worth more, you'd be able to ask for more, or you'd have the confidence to ask for more.
Right there.
Even if you are better than what you're getting paid, guess what component comes with that? Having the confidence to ask for more. And if you don't have that, that lowers your worth right back down to the exact amount that you get paid.
110%. So with me, as in what I was charging, it was so hard for me to, I'd be like, hey, 5K, 6K. Because when I gave them the car, that's what I call my videos, the car, they didn't know how to put gas in the car. So I don't care how cool or how good the car is. I don't, booking clothes, the car is amazing. But it's only gonna do what needs to be done if you put gas in it. And you're obviously an expert at putting gas in the cars. So that's why I'm very picky on doing one-on-one as well, is because, like, dude, don't take my car and park it in the driveway. I'm trying to put this shit on the highway and say, boom.
Yeah.
So, like, that's where my problem is my next step for one-on-one with Joey Yak, and it's I'll be able to charge whatever I want. I have the confidence to do that. I just am big on, if I'm going to charge you 20, I want to at least make you 30, like minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to give you that ROI. That's just the type of guy that I am, right?
But likely, it's always going to be way more than that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
but right, like what you said.
But like you said, because so for instance, when we ran that advertisement, what we did was we sold tickets to a virtual event where I spoke for a few days over Zoom, right? So like that video got them to go and buy a ticket. So they bought a ticket, and when they went to the event, I spoke, I gave value, and then I pitched a offer that was higher ticket, a couple of them. People bought, and the overall revenue from that whole campaign was about $850,000.
Right.
And that was for our consulting and all that. And, but that ad was what we used to get them in. So like, if I didn't know how to sell tickets to an event, get up there, talk to those people, and convert those people.
There's a lot to it.
Right, and convert those people, then you might have given me that ad and might have done nothing. But that's the thing. You didn't work for free. You found the people that if you worked for, and you didn't do it for free, but you did it for a crazy price.
But I would have did it for free.
Well, thanks for telling me that now.
I ain't gonna turn down no money, but
yeah. Well, I like to pay people, but so you did it, and you you were specific in who you chose, right? You knew that if you found people that, number one, could use it, could get results from it because they knew how to do their end of the bargain, and then on top of it, the world would see it, right? Like, dude, you know how many people saw that video?
I got a lot of deals from it.
There you go.
Hey, oh man, I knew your voice. Like, $7,000. Wow. Oh, you did that? Hey, he did this. $15,000. That's what I'm saying. Like, I have seen, when people say 10 people say it's pouring outside, right? It has to at least be sprinkling. And in the risks that I take, I've seen that result of my instincts trust me now. So I know that when I take actions and when I do this and that, I'm gonna harvest what I'm planting, man. I just know. And if I don't, it's cool. I'm just putting reps in. It's that mindset of law of attraction, and by any means, I'm getting mine. And I'm not gonna stop. It's just, you gotta be hungry. I'm hungrier than ever right now.
You were hungry when you were a kid, weren't you?
Oh yeah.
Didn't you? Did you rap battle your dad when you were a kid?
Yeah, dude. So that's what I'm saying. How Ali, the guy that I got signed to, met me was my dad and I were 4th of July weekend at the fireworks stand. And he's seen Ali. They just blew up with Country Grammar with Nelly. He snatches Ali, this big old dude, puts him in the car. My dad starts rapping. I'm in the back, and I start rapping at him as well. The dude was like, yo, man, to my dad, nah, but your kid's a star. Me and my dad would, like I always say, you woke up with your parents on Saturday and watch cartoons. I woke up and hopped in my dad's Oldsmobile and battled him. Like, yo, like if you met my dad, you'd be like, all right, Joey, you're like the toned down version of your pops. He has no filter.
You're toned down.
Oh no, but see, I'm more of a, I don't want to say he's disrespectful or not respectful. He's, what up, y'all? Let's go. I'm like, I mean, I'm kind of the same way though.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
I'm a pops, I guess. God damn it, no filter. It is what it is.
So let me ask you this: what would you tell somebody who they have a goal and they want to get to that goal, but they find themselves lacking the motivation to continue pursuing that goal?
Man, if you're lacking the motivation, like you have to have that burning desire. So it's like you need to go find out why your fire, you got to go fan that flame, right? A lot of people jump ship and burn the boats, you know. I did it, you know, but I also had a couple results before I completely burned the boats. But you lack the motivation. Me personally, man, I can't really relate to that because I've always had this burning desire. And if you're lacking the motivation, it's truly, do you want it? It's a different question of, wait, I don't even want to go do this. Should I be doing this or should I? You need to take a step back and figure out what you truly are called to do or what you want to do. Because, dude, if you're lacking motivation, bro, it's hard for me to, like, sympathize with people with that. You're not motivated? Like, I am determined to destroy life every single day. But I do have these depressed days and down and out. Like, I've even had days, bro, where I looked at my wife and I said, I wish I was okay with just being okay. Like, I wish I could just wake up and be this normal cat. But I'm not. Like, I'm just not. So lacking the motivation, if you're lacking motivation right now on what you're doing, you need to ask yourself a different question. Not why do I lack the motivation? It's why am I doing what I'm doing?
Maybe it's the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know, maybe. Yeah. And I mean, aside from, because everybody has their ups and downs, right?
Absolutely.
You could be going through a divorce. You could be going through the death of a family member. If you lack motivation during those times, it's a human thing.
Totally.
Like, that's fine. But if overall, and here's the other thing, a lot of times people can't find something they're motivated. And to me, it's like, you know, you gotta give yourself a chance to experience enough things in life to fall in love with something.
Right.
You know, like, you ever heard me play guitar? I don't think you have.
Yeah.
Oh, have you? So I used to
Posted something not too long ago.
Yeah. I used to be a lot better, but I was pretty good back in the day, and I got to open up for Jack Owen from Cannibal Corpse.
Okay.
We got to play some stuff. Seven Dust, funny enough, at the Masquerade in Ybor City. And I remember, you know how I started to learn to play guitar? Mm-mm. So I was 16 years old, and I was like, God, I hope I haven't told this story on this show before. I was 16 years old, and I thought, okay, well, you know, I didn't have a girlfriend, and I was like, I'll bet you if I learn to play guitar,
wow, girls
will like me, and I'll be able to meet girls, because what, you know, guitar. And I didn't realize till later that they like drummers, but but like, you know, I was like, I'll learn to play guitar to get girls, right? And so I go to this pawn shop and I buy this like crappy $50, I don't even remember what kind of guitar it was, yellow electric guitar, and I sit down and I start playing it, and it was an electric guitar, so I had a little amp. And as soon as I heard that sound come out of that guitar, I was like, what is this magic? Like, what is this dark magic? And I wasn't even good. But instantly, I completely forgot about girls. And for the next year, I don't even talk to girls. I just played guitar.
Dope.
I just practiced guitar. And I played in bands. And I fell in love with it. But that's the thing, is like, maybe I didn't do that because I was interested in music. I had no interest in music, but I gave myself enough experience. It was just luck. And I wasn't intentionally trying to give myself an experience, but when I did have that experience, I fell in love with a thing that became a huge part of my life for years, still a huge part of my life. And I just think that people, they stay in their safe little bubble, and they don't go out and sample the world, and they don't go out and experience enough things to allow themselves to fall in love with something they may never have even considered if they didn't sample it.
And a lot of times it's led from one thing that leads to another thing that leads to another thing will lead to the thing. Just like what I'm doing right now. Man, if I wouldn't have did all those years of experience of music, right, that my dad kind of handed to me from him doing music and my sisters doing music. I come from a family that just kill it in songwriting, man. We just do. But then I had to go explore and grind and hustle and have that burning desire. But then I got into sales, and then I took my sales experience and led to it. You have to have the open mind. I never knew I would be where I am today. Even like with alcohol and like, dude, I mean, when I came home, bro, and into sales, like I was like this Christian on a mission when I stopped drinking, bro. Like I was on the worship team. Like I've lived like 5 different lives. Straight up. Like I've rebranded who Joey is like 5 different times. And I think some people just stay that one person the whole entire time. But I've always had the open mind of let's experience this. What's the worst that's going to happen? You know? Yeah. And I think a lot of people, exactly what you said was they're not experiencing enough to even give themselves a shot. Give yourself a shot. Like,
and when you find that thing, that you fall that much, then you will be motivated. Then you will put in the work.
Yeah.
Then you will do it. And can I tell you what the biggest problem with this is? People, they look too much at other people's success. They look too much at what other people are doing, and they try to just replicate that and copy that and model that. And there's nothing wrong with taking inspiration, just like in music, right? If you just copy somebody's song, you get sued. But you can take inspiration. Like, don't tell me the band Tool didn't take inspiration from Pink Floyd and King Crimson.
Right.
I mean, same thing in like rap. Like, there's artists that you could tell have influence, but you don't just copy somebody's song.
You have to be you.
You got to be you.
Right.
And if you're not you, and you don't find you, then all you're going to be doing is going through life trying to replicate someone else's passion. And if it's not your passion, you'll never be able to get over the hurdles. You'll never be able to bust through the roadblocks. You'll never be able to overcome adversity with that passion because it's not your passion.
Man, that's deep. And you know what's funny too is when you start to fall and live into your passion and your purpose, it starts to become like, I know you work hard, I know I work hard, and like we'll never stop, but it starts to feel a little bit effortless when you're in your flow and you're like I finally got out of the whole imposter syndrome of like, damn, I'm supposed to be who I am, like months ago. Like I went deep into it, and it's like, and then I started feeling like, wow, this is like, I hate saying the word easy because if I say easy, that means I'm not working hard enough. No, I'm just in my flow of life. And it's like, you're aware enough. You're seeing that if you do A, you're going to get B. It doesn't have to be so hard and grind till you die. Like, I'm over that. Like, I before I was here, I was with my kids at a pool and I got sunburnt, and like I'm in that phase of life where I want to make money, have fun, live my inner child. Like I'm a kid. I got 3 little girls. Like I'm 30 with 3 little girls. Like I'm a kid. Like I'm an inner child. I make sure I live that every single day, man. And I just feel for people for real that like aren't living their purpose and passion. And once they do, you're going to get to a phase where you maybe get imposter syndrome and you don't think you're working hard enough, but really it might just be a sign that you're in your flow and fall in love with that. I'm in that phase right now and I'm leveling up every single day and I'm attacking, but I'm at peace with who I am. People ask me, why don't you actually do music for Joey anymore? I said, because I'm not in pain. I'm not depressed. Like, I actually like me. Like, music was my therapy. Music is the sound of a feeling. Why don't you make music for you? I'm not in pain. It's coming from where I come from. That's all I've really known is, scarcity and struggle and.
Yeah, you didn't have it that.
Nah.
You had some issues growing up, didn't you?
I mean, my pops really fucked me up. Like I can tell that now as I'm older, and me being a father now, and him even still being in my life and having other kids, which are my brothers and stuff, and that are my kids' age. Like it's crazy, bro. It's insane. But I'm living in my flow, bro. Straight up. Like, and I just hope everybody listening to this can learn how to think and develop their flow.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Brandon, we got that pitch. I got to show this pitch. Dan Henry, I made you a new intro on YouTube. And we didn't even use that shit. We just...
Dan Henry's asking about someone help him with a new tagline for YouTube channel. Did he just ask me to make him a banger? I think he did. That might not what it sound like to you, but it sure did to me. And it's my birthday. I'm gonna go in. Watch this. Oh my gosh, is that Dan Henry? Was a pizza boy, now I'm a millionaire, and I ain't going anywhere. Like it or not, I'm on top, and I won't stop. I'm just a father making money on my yacht. Went from delivering pizzas, now I'm delivering dreams. I'm here to teach you that mindset where you can do anything. Haters, they can envy, I don't care cause I'm winning. Welcome to my YouTube, I'm Dan Henry. Let's grow.
So then you explain how to do the video.
Like that, baby. You can have it. You can have it. But the only way you can have it is if the intro. You walk up to a house like a pizza boy. You have the box, just like I'm doing in this video. You knock on the door. You open the pizza box, and inside of the pizza box, it's a whole bunch of money. You look at them, you laugh, you throw up the pizza, you run out, get footage of you on your yacht because I mentioned the yacht in there with your kid. Man, let's grow, but also let me be in the video jamming.
And you
Regardless,
were.
man, it's yours. Much love. I'm a fan, and I think what you're doing is great. Fuck everybody that don't like it. Much love, Joey Yak. Yak stands for you already know. After you just watch this, I know you know. Let's grow.
Bro, how long did that take you to make?
15 minutes.
Nuh-uh.
Sort of guy.
You wrote the song, did the production on the audio.
I went on your YouTube. I seen that. 30 minutes, let's say. 30 minutes with the video editing. I went on your fucking website. I was like, okay.
Stop floating. You're floating away.
Pizza boy to delivery, all that. You have all those lines that I said on your website. So I was like, okay. Boom, 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 boom. And then I was going to do my 75 hard walk, and then I was just like, I'm about to do this video. My daughter filmed me doing the pizza box stuff, all on my iPhone. I mean,
Wow.
It doesn't have to be over the top. It just, how can I get that attention?
You didn't take 30 minutes.
I
That had taken a couple
promise
hours.
you.
I'm fast at video editing, but that's fast.
That's fucking that's some whack ass shit right there.
Yeah, but you got to like put it in Premiere, render it, all that.
Final
like,
Cut Pro, boom, boom, boom. YouTube.
All right.
I promise. Test me. Give me another challenge, damn it. I'll 30 minutes that shit.
What? I'm like looking around the room.
If I
wondering
had
I can...
if I had my studio with me, we would do something and you could see like, oh shit, this is really the process.
Well, you come up with stuff at the top of your head. Like I could literally like put this LaCroix can here and you could make a rap song for it. Or like coming on the show as a guest. You're like looking at the can, aren't you?
No, I would instantly go find the beat off of YouTube. And that's what I'll steal the beat off of YouTube. And if you like it, oh yeah, then I'll go back and I'll buy it, right? Or I'll have, my producers like, hey, this is the kind of vibe and stuff. But I like, if I get the vibe from him, I want to pay him, right? That's just me as a loyal artist.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna try to go.
We got to do something based off like, I don't know, some pop culture or movie stuff. I've always wanted to, we talked about that. I want to do like a movie scene, but like with, I don't know. I got to think about it.
We can do it. I mean, it's cool too, since we worked the quality has always been there. That's another thing that's funny as far as pricing is I tell like my team, like, man, like I've seen us do big productions and I've seen us do low budget productions. As far as like when I say low budget, how much we got paid, and it takes the same time, it takes the same energy, it takes the same creative mind. There's no reason why this shouldn't be it every time, It just, what we also said is making sure the person that's receiving is able to take the car and put the gas in the car.
Yeah.
But also, you said something good that I need to start saying as well is it might be a sales problem. It might be a systems problem. It's not always just marketing problem,
Yeah, I mean, like it's like a car, right? Like if a car doesn't run, it could be a lot of things. It could be, there's something wrong with the fuel injectors, or there's something, and I'm not a car expert, but it could be electrical system. Yep. It could be the engine. There's a wire. I mean, it could be a bunch of things. You got to go through the whole car and figure it out.
Totally.
And some people in business or in life, when something ain't working, when something ain't running, they just assume that it's this, or they assume that it's that. I'll give you a perfect example. we put it together a sales presentation a while back, several months ago, and we were just like repositioning how we were selling, and it didn't work at first. Like, it didn't work at all, right? And so I didn't like, most people would say, well, whatever that idea was, it's not working, and let me try something else, start from scratch. But to me, it's like, well, if you're not willing to flesh out an idea and solve the problems in an idea, it doesn't matter if you find a better idea. It might be a better idea, but you're still going to take the attitude of not wanting to be a problem solver to that better idea, and it's still not going to work.
Right.
So we recorded 7 different versions of the same thing, and I just said stuff like slightly different and just positioned it slightly, and then all of a sudden it started working. And it was just that. And I, like, you know, I've been on, at this point, thousands of coaching calls in my career, and nobody's ever done, I've never heard somebody say like, I tried this and it didn't work. What do I do? And then I go, well, how many times did you try it? And they're like, I made 7 different versions of it, and I just slightly tweaked it, and then I tried it, and they're just like, I just did it once and it didn't work. So, you know, like, my buddy, 𝐃𝐚𝐧, so it's funny. This dude did a webinar, a sales presentation, and he literally crushes it to this day with this presentation. And normally when you buy media, you send them to a sales presentation online and you sell something that's like low price, like $1,000, $2,000. It's really hard to spend millions of dollars in advertising and scale that. Like, you generally have to sell something that's like higher end, like $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 to really scale like that. It's just advertising costs more these days. It just does, right? That's why like high ticket stuff is so much better. But this guy crushes it still to this day with that. And I remember asking him, I'm like, how do you do this? Like, you know, and he's like, well, because I did 127 different versions of my sales presentation until it was just so good that it didn't matter. And I was like, now that is like, that's the attitude. And if you think about it, right, that probably took a lot of time. But how much time do people spend shifting from one idea to the next, to the next, to the next, and giving each idea 5 minutes of time, 5% of their energy, and it doesn't work, when you can just do all of that, pretty much the same amount of energy and time in a one idea until it works. You know what I mean? Like, people don't think like that, and that's why they don't succeed.
Man, that was me. Like, I didn't think that way as I was doing it, but like, with everything that I've done, that right there, I didn't say music didn't work. I just said this way of music didn't work. But I'm determined. You know, I think that's what it goes back to. People jump from shit, boom, 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 and they don't give it enough time. They don't put enough effort into it. And I mean, I think that's why it's so important to have good people around you, man. Like, I have a very small circle, and my boy Adam Pickett, he's like 40, 41. His kid runs with my kid, like, architect, makes money, has way more money than me, and like, we live the same type of vibe, you know. Like, I'm around people, like, I'm very intent with my time, my energy, everything. Like, my action, I say action plus intention equals my desired result. Like, everything I'm doing, I don't waste time with people. I just don't. Like, I need to be around others that are trying to grow as well. And I think those people that are jumping ship, like, that's why it's so good to be around others that are certain of who they are. Not saying like they need to be successful or anything, but they're certain on who they are so they can keep it real with you as well. I'm big on groups, man. I'm big on being a bad company corrupts good character. I'm big on that. But you know what's funny is I see you as the same too, is like, and a lot of these other entrepreneurs, we're very extrovert, we're high energy, but like, we're still kind of lonely. Like, we're loners. Like, I enjoy me, like, my time. Like, I would prefer me be with me and just like in my flow. Like, I can see you being that kind of dude. Like, you don't need hella people around you in the rah-rah. You need Dan with Dan.
Yeah,
like,
leave me alone.
My favorite moments are Joey with Joey, you know? So,
yeah.
I mean, when I say groups, it doesn't mean you need to be clicked up with like 100 different people. Just, you know, 4 or 5 different people that are going to be real with you, and they're maybe ahead of you in life.
One of my early mentors said to me, he says, you know, I like to be around people that are good company, and I consider myself good company.
Yeah, that's real.
You know, so that's true. You need time with yourself, because like, here's the other thing, if you spend your whole life around other people, you never have time to think about who you are or what you really believe. You don't have time with yourself. And then you go through life and you don't even know who you are And
But you want everyone to know who you are.
But you want everyone to know who you are, and you don't even know who you are.
Dude, that's real, bro. Fuck, that's real. That's deep. But people get scared of themselves, and they have to be around other people. I've never really been that person though.
Yeah, I'm not. So, like, it's so weird because with his we're both extroverted, right? When I go to conferences, I'm not like a big fan of like everybody. Like I talk to everybody because to me it's like I generally only go to once per year, and I get a lot of people that want like autographs of the book, or they'll just want to say hi, take a picture because maybe I helped them in some way or whatever, And I always say to myself, like, that's really not me. Like, I don't like to go out and do that and have people like all, But if I only got to do it once per year, and like these people help me, because if it wasn't for those people, I would be nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't for people following me, buying my stuff, all that, supporting, I wouldn't be anything. So I take that couple days, 2-3 days, I go to the conference, and I literally I probably take 400 or 500 pictures. I'm exhausted after, but it's like worth it because, it just is what it is. And I'm honestly,
it's a part of the life too. I mean,
yeah, the fact that anybody wants to take a picture with me is insane because I remember rolling dough at Pizza Hut. And I remember saying, man, one day I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get out of here and be a millionaire. And like, everybody's like, yeah, Millionaire Dan. Okay, all right. Yeah, good. Yeah, why don't you finish that thin crust there? And just like making fun of me and stuff. And then to like know that one day there's people who want to like take a picture with me. It's just crazy, And even though I'm not like, I still like, leave me alone. But at the same time, I'm like, no, like, the fact that even happened is just insane. And so I'm like more than happy to do it.
Yeah, it's good that you check yourself though, as far as like, cause I feel you on that. Like, it's like, I'm trying to just go chill. Cause you're still you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're still yourself, but in other people's, you have helped a lot of people.
Well, it's intense because when somebody's like, imagine you meet your hero, right? And I'm not saying I'm anybody's hero, but imagine somebody, I'm just saying like anybody, like you meet somebody that you respect. You meet somebody that you I've always wanted to meet, because I do get a lot of people that say that I've always wanted to meet you, right? And I've got people that I've always wanted to meet, and so I try to like think about this is you meet somebody that you always want to meet. Maybe you thought about what you're going to say. Maybe you're just so excited. And so you've put all this crazy energy into that one moment, that one interaction, that 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 2 minutes, 5 seconds, whatever it is. And you're at 100% maximum. But that person just had 100 people come at them with their 100% maximum in a row, right? And so, or they have it happen all the time, right? And so, and that's the same way, like the same way it would happen if that person met their person that they wanted to meet. It'd be the same way,
right?
And so you got to like remember that, you got to try to give that other end of that. You got to 100% receive every time, even though you've been doing that for hours. And
it's hard.
It's intense. It's intense. And sometimes you're just like, I just want to go lay down in my hotel and chill. That's all I want to do. But then somebody else comes to talk to you, and you still got to give 100%. Because if it wasn't for them, and here's another funny thing is, I was hanging out with a couple other people who were big in the industry, and I don't say who, but there was a few instances where like somebody would come up and ask for like an autograph or something. And they were like super rude to them. Like, can't you see that I'm talking or something like that? And I was like, whoa. And I'm like, you want mine? Like, here you go. Like I felt bad, But yeah, man, it's just, I think sometimes people they only think about what's here and they don't take time to think about what's there. And everybody does that. And I'm not saying you or anybody are always conscious of that. But knowing that that's something that you should be conscious about is super important, because when you start thinking about like, what are other people thinking? What am I thinking? Like, do I believe what I'm thinking? Like, how do other people feel? What's somebody else's experience in this exact moment? You just start to, like we said before, find things that are there that you didn't see before because you just didn't open your mind to them. And you gain new knowledge and
perspective.
New perspective.
We can look at the same picture, but you can see something different just because of the way that we view it. I think that's such a beautiful thing in life, because I can look at multiple.
But you got to ask what the other person sees.
Yeah, and be open to say, okay, I see it. My guy that runs my production team, his name's Seth, and I hope he listens to this. Like, he is the absolute opposite of me. Like there's times where we kind of like go at each other because it's like you can tell his view of life and my view of the world is totally different. And I've actually said, I'm so happy that I have him here because I just don't want everyone to think like me I do, but me as a leader, I want to understand how you think and I might agree to disagree, but I can respect that.
Because maybe it's a way
that's
you
your
didn't think
view.
about.
Yeah.
Maybe
like,
it's something different.
I don't agree with that, but I see why you do think that way. And I think every leader should definitely, when you have employees, they're not always going to be, like yourself. I mean, you can train them up, but still they're going to have different ways they grew up and different past. And so I'm trying to grow in that area. And so that was cool to be able to do
It's
that.
fascinating how different people are, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
Like
I just like to sit and listen. And, when I say that, like, I like being alone and stuff, but when I am with people, I like getting deep and real. Like I'm the guy that'd be like, the fact that you and I are staring in each other's eyes and we can feel that, and like I'm doing this right now and I'm talking and you can understand me, dude, that is amazing. Like I get weird and deep and like, it's
meanwhile,
just so
koala bears are just like hugging each other and running in each other.
all this is happening. Like it's
Yeah.
amazing, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty
wild.
sweet.
Yeah.
So what would you tell somebody who's like, they're really trying to get their business up or just what their career or their passion or whatever it is, and for some reason, every single time they try, they fail or they don't hit the mark over and over and over again. What would you tell them?
I mean, honestly, you need to be around whatever you're doing, though. I mean, is it the business or just in general in life?
Either one.
I think it goes back to who you're around as well. Like me, I'm drilling every single day. But if you keep failing over and over and over and you don't know why, you need to go around other people that aren't failing over and over. Don't be insane.
Or maybe they'll be able to tell you why.
Yeah, because you might just not be able to see it. I tell people picture when you're inside. You can't see the picture when you're inside of the frame, right? Like me, I'm sitting there cheesing and I'm going over and over, but I might have this big ass booger on my nose, and like you tell me, hey, the frame is ugly. You might think you feel or look good, but you got the big ass booger right there. Oh, and that's might be all it takes. It's to wipe the booger off your face because you needed someone else to say that because you can't see the picture when you're inside of the frame. So seek that knowledge, seek the wisdom, and every single day you need to make sure that you're trying to learn something new. But, I went through that phase of like overflowing myself with information and not applying. Make sure what you're learning, though, you're applying and adapting. I mean, the whole motivation thing is you might not be doing something that you truly are called to do or that you truly want to. I mean, it's a perspective in that area as well, but fan that flame. If you're passionate about something, fan that flame, man, because
Let the fire catch.
yeah.
Gotta let the fire catch.
Yeah.
Dude, this is like, there's probably some rapper out there right now listening to this going, what the fuck? Like this is incredible what you've done. And what do you think you'll do this year?
Money-wise?
Yeah. Gross, whatever.
I don't know. I mean, because we're really shifting into, obviously my goal is
What's
to
your
double
goal?
that. $1 million for sure.
Million.
I want $1 million in sales. I want to build this home service commercials industry, build the production team, build the sales team. I have one sales guy right now, like where I'm just running the company. I'll be on some videos and stuff because that's what fulfills my soul. But I'm really trying to build, scale, and sell this home service commercials. I brought on somebody named Shane Adams that sold his company for millions on millions on millions on millions on millions that I said, let me tell you this real quick on how I got him. One of my biggest goals, Jesse Itzler, I'm in his program, and it's called a Masogi, and it's like that one thing that defines your year. I said, I want to get somebody as an investor, right? I've been cash flowing the business and awesome, whatever. I don't need nobody's money, but I want to make sure I have that, okay, if we can, I don't know when to scale, when to hire, when to do this. That's not me. I'm the creative dude, right? So I knew I needed somebody. So I flew to Austin. I said, hey, man, I'm in town. He's like, oh, what are you here for? I'm like, I got a client here. Whatever, I lied. Can I get a meeting with you? I got somebody that wants to invest in my company. I just don't know how to pitch it because I don't know the return on investment. Long story short, sold him. He wrote me a $10,000 check. I was like, keep that $10K. Come help me build this and scale this thing, right? So we obviously did business and stuff. So it's thinking outside of the box too with people, right? But for this year, man, I really want to build this home service commercials. I want to be the lowest price for commercials with the highest quality. Like, I'm going to disrupt the production content industry. A lot of people are like, bro, I'm getting $5K per video, but I'm over here charging $500 for 3 videos a month, consistent. Boom, 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 boom. And you don't even got to get on camera. I got actors.
But then you're reselling it over and over and over again in different markets.
So I can make a video for 1,000.
You should still raise your price, though.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure we do. But here's the thing. It goes again is I think I'm going to war with myself on, like, they need to know how to utilize the assets, though.
So are you saying that you're charging a low price because you're afraid that, or you're concerned that they won't utilize it? They won't get the most out of it because of them, because they don't
know how to put the gas in the car.
Right. And therefore, if you charge a low amount, they'll still stay on.
It's still good for brand awareness.
I don't know, man.
I feel that. And hey, I'm very open to all this because I know that if we raise the prices and we are in control of running the ads as well, I always want to be known as the content production team. What stands out for my agency? I'm the production guy.
So you got the production, right? And then
I need somebody to come in and just be a monster at these ads. I have somebody that runs my ads for me. He's really dope. His name's Brandon Spears. He does a lot of people.
But there's still other problems. Like, I mean, I remember I used to run an advertising agency back in the day. Didn't matter how good the ads were. Some people, like, if I make your phone ring off the hook and you got some front desk receptionist who's got the personality of a wet dish rag, it's not going to help. You're not going to get the value out of it.
Shane, my partner, said the same thing. He was like, I want to get this thing to the point where we control it all, as in
That's
we
what
get
you
the
gotta
phone
do.
to ring, we answer the phone,
Yep.
we sell it, you just go serve it. You
Yeah,
know?
now you're charging $10,000 a month
Right.
per client. Imagine that. You get a media buyer, right? You're running the ads, the phone's ringing, and you got some sort of like setter, reception, like your own
Right.
receptionist. It's like, okay, like book this appointment, book this with this lawyer, book this with this whatever, and it's like full service. Now you can charge like $10,000-15,000 a month per client, and now you got some. If you do that, you better send me a thank you.
I got you. Yeah, I'll just do another like book and close video for
Yeah.
for free.
Well, I mean, think about it. Like, how hard is it to hire? Basically an appointment setter?
Not hard at all.
And
This is
a
all
media
like
buyer.
needs to be done. I just am my media buyer that does my ads, he's crushing it for me. But B2B is way different than B2C. I also realize that. Like B2B, boy, if you're a business out there and you're selling to other businesses, I can humbly say that I will destroy any other person on creating ads, just like we did for you. Like, that's what I love doing. But it's different with B2C as far as like even media buyers. Like, yeah, I know how to run ads. I'm like, okay, well, is it business to business, or were you good at, business to consumer? Like, I need to know that. And it's just finding that person, because a lot of people that are monsters in running ads, if I get 100 clients and I need you to run the ads, well, a lot of people are just like, fuck this, I'm going to do me. I'm going to do my own thing. Like my boy Brandon Spears, I can never bring him on full time. He's making too much fucking money to do my clients' ads. He can just get his own, So I think it's a hiring problem that I have right now as far as finding who am I going to bring in.
Well, if you're crushing it with those amazing creatives, you should be able to just train somebody. Put them through my training.
But
I mean, like that's the thing is like
it's definitely getting someone that doesn't know how to do it yet and showing them.
It is, because the 90% of it's the creative. It ain't what you press in the dashboard. I mean, you could like fumble your way through a YouTube or a Facebook or a Google media buying dashboard. If you have a great creative, it's gonna work. And so you already got that.
Yeah.
You could just get somebody in. You could just train them on how to do it. I mean, how hard is it to? I'm just saying, it's like it's 90% creative, and you got that.
Yeah. Well, it's good to get that reassurance of that, because I don't know what I don't know, and I've dabbled, obviously in ads manager and shit, and I hate that stuff. But it's even the sequence of like, all right, we're gonna run this ad, and then we're gonna retarget to those that watch 20% of this ad, and
dude, I could teach you that in 20 minutes. Like, it's not hard. Like, people say it's hard because they see lots of buttons. Just like people say flying's hard. I mean, I remember I took my first flying lesson, like, and they were showing me the controls and stuff, and like instantly I felt like I knew 1,000 times more than and I mean, there was obviously way more to learn, but like I didn't know. So like in just one 20-minute lesson, he showed me so much about how a plane works that it's just insane how much more I knew after that day. And it's really not that hard to run advertisements on social media. Like, and every platform has its own dashboard. You know, you have you got like Snapchat ads, TikTok ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads. If you just sit down and learn it, and you got a great creative.
Check this out. We're gonna do this right now. Anybody listening to this, do what I did to Dan and come get me. Come find me. I will put you through Dan's training to learn how to run my clients' ads, dog. Hopefully 5 months from now, we'll be like, hey, bro, I got a new hire from the show, bro. Because that's really what I need is someone to do that. Because I don't want to, I'm over the
You need
me
somebody
learn
to
everything.
get you to 5 to 10x your price. That's what I want to work on you with, man.
For them paying it $5 to $10K a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about that.
I mean, if you're doing all that, but even with the advertisements, bro, you do licensing. But I mean, I guess if you wanted to stick with that and you were doing whatever, $500 a month and whatever it is you charge, and they own that market with that advertisement.
And they only own the video unless they're a current client. So you stop paying, you can't use the videos no more.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. But again, they got to use it.
Right.
You know. So this is good. This is like a think tank. You know. So this is good. But bro. I mean, I really appreciate you coming on here and sharing, man.
I appreciate you keeping your word because remember it was, hey, let's do this Black Friday thing. I said I don't want your money.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. You did do a banger for me for free, and I said you asked for something, and I was like, I got something better.
Yeah.
Let me bring you on the show. Let me bring in the show and really go through what you do and all that.
And I appreciate that, man. It's hopefully they got something out of it today. To get here it's a snowstorm in St. Louis. It was crazy, but there was no way that I rented 3 different cars from Turo. Like when I leave here, I got to drive the minivan because I got all my kids and stuff. It was so funny. I was filming.
You brought the family down?
Yeah, they're in Orlando right now.
Oh yeah, did you go to Disney?
No, we're about to go to SeaWorld tomorrow.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, it'd be cool. They're
I can hear all the hate
chilling.
comments already.
Oh my bad.
That's all right. Everybody gets offended by everything these days.
Yeah,
It'll be
for sure.
fine. Everybody will be fine. Yeah, man. So thank you for coming on and sharing. And you know, I think if somebody is any type of home services company, they're gonna hit you up. I'm sure you could do something for them. But look, I can just say this: I'm gonna hammer you to raise your prices.
Please do.
So if anybody is listening to this and interested, they better get a hold of your ass quick because I'm gonna get a hold of your ass. Yeah. So yeah, man, that's awesome, man. I really, dude, this was super good to really dive in and see how you took this skill and made it what it is, right? And just figured out a way. I mean, like, what rapper, unless they like up, what rappers generating $500K a year doing rap, and they don't even have to tour. They don't have to even freaking write song. Like, they don't have to put out a record. They don't have to sell merch. It's just a different spin on it.
Sooner or later, hopefully one day I can, not hopefully, I got to make sure my heart's in the right place because it always comes back.
Oh yeah.
But it's how to teach others how to make money making music, doing what I'm doing, because music is the sound of a feeling, and everyone can do what I do, but you just got to do it.
Oh, you say that, man, your DMs are gonna get real hit up.
Come on,
you're gonna get hit up with that.
Hey, you just got to do the damn thing.
Oh man, now we need to talk about some high ticket pricing for sure. Right. Okay, all right, cool, man, bro. Thank you so much for coming on.
I appreciate
it.
Much love.